we've done multiple studies over the last 3 years in terms of using our technology outside of a traditional clinical application, which has really been cuff-based, similar to what you get in a traditional blood pressure reading when you go into a physician's office. Just as a side note, we are not competing. We don't see ourselves or even think about the comparison to the traditional blood pressure market, even though our device kind of looks like a blood pressure device. I mean, the technology is sort of night and day from traditional blood pressure devices and how they're used and the biomarkers. Blood pressure devices give a single systolic and diastolic pressure. We give over 24 biomarkers in our devices, all significantly relevant from a health perspective across multiple disease states. And that's why it's been adopted by Bayer and GlaxoSmithKline and Novartis and the like in terms of the application for their clinical trials and pharmaceutical studies around their drugs. But putting that aside, we are really trying to lead and create and be the category owner of this, what we call arterial health biomarkers. And these are sort of foundational insights into your arterial health, which are just not available in the market from any other devices. So the opportunity for us is to take the existing technology that we've been using and has been in the market for the last 22 years, and really now porting that over into different device formats, into different partnerships that we can utilize our technology in order to expand its use and ultimately, as I keep coming back to, expand the impact of what we're doing from a global health perspective. So what that means is that really anywhere there is anywhere where we can extract a signal through a sensor, be it through a wearable device, be it through a cuff-based device, we call it the touch point ecosystem. Anywhere where we can touch, and where we can extract a signal of enough fidelity, we're able to provide arterial health insights that through our technology. So from a wearable perspective, the first step for us was to demonstrate that we could get the same signal that we get from our traditional devices through a finger-based sensor, because the finger is one of the very few areas on the body where you can get a signal of enough fidelity to extract a signal, to extract what we call a waveform in order to translate that into a health insight based on our technology. The other one is carotid artery. And then there are pressure-based areas like a cuff. But for us, the big market opportunity is from a wearable perspective. Next generation for us, how we evolve our technology into partnerships that we can start to execute on, which we can port our technology into. And these could be consumer device companies like Microsoft. Imagine an environment where just your touch ID on your keypad, for example, becomes a sensor when you wake up in the morning to give you biomarkers on your cardiovascular health. Some sort of more interesting applications. If you're a gamer, we can port our technology into the controls that you use your thumbs on a gaming console in order to get heart rate and other biometrics in an environment when you're under pressure gaming, for example. Cool things like that. And then more consumer-focused fitness applications, like, for example, on a treadmill. We're used to getting heart rate on a treadmill now, where you can just place your hands on the treadmill and get a heart rate. You can place your hands and you can identify risk now for risk of more deep health aspects that may be impactful on you while you're training. Things like subendocardial viability index, which is one of our biomarkers, which is a measurement of heart stress. So these are the kind of applications and how we're thinking from a development perspective as we move forward. So we presented our paper, our most significant validation of that technology, in a presentation to the Artery Society about 2 months ago. So that's now starting to populate through the market. starting to generate interest and inbound interest from customers who want to adopt it in terms of their own devices. So super excited about that. But the first thing for us, get the Pulse out to market, start executing against the wait list that we have now, the demand and the interest from our partnerships and everyone else in the market that we've been pre-marketing to start to show revenue from the purposes of the device, and then make sure we execute on our go-to-market strategy seamlessly and the best we can in order to take advantage of this opportunity. So that's kind of where we're at on the moment.